What's up guys, it's me Lego Paradise here, and today I'm going to show you my mini Lego Extreme Team Challenge. I built this as a competition entry for the brick set 60 years of the Lego brick competition, where the aim was to redesign any classic Lego set in micro scale. So I chose to build a miniature version of one of my favourite Lego sets, which is Extreme Team Challenge. And even though I didn't win, I thought it'd still be cool to share my build with you guys. So I think I've done quite a good job recreating all of the details and vehicles from the original set. And you can really see this if we compare the two next to each other. So let's take a closer look at all of the details. If we move some of these vehicles out of the way, we can take a better look at the base plate that this entire build stands on. So in the original set, it uses a giant 32x32 prefabricated base plate, and I've recreated this in my mini version by using a whole bunch of different slope pieces and 1x1 cheese wedge slope pieces. And I've tried to stick as close as possible to the actual colours that they use in the set, and I think I've done quite a good job recreating the shape and design of the base plate. And you can see how the river goes through and opens up on two sides of this base plate. And just to make it look a little bit more like the original set that the competition was based off, which is the 60 years of the Lego brick set, I've added a black border which is tiled and goes all the way around the build. So then as we get past the prefabricated base plate, this is where in the actual Lego set they use a couple of big rock pieces to make up the tallest part of the mountain. So of course, if you've seen some of the big rock pieces, you will know that the back of them is usually hollow and open to allow you to build some caves. So I've just recreated this detail by leaving a space in between these two bricks that would make up the mountain. So that's again another small little detail, but I think that makes it a little bit more extra authentic to the original design. And then as you get to the top of the snow-capped mountain, there is another iconic detail, which is the small flag on top. And I've made this out of a blue minifigure hand, with the flagpole actually being attached to the zipline. In the real set, the zipline and the flagpole are separate, but you'll see why I've done this, and that's because I've used a Lego fishing rod rope piece. This is from the old Lego collectible minifigures Fishing Man set. And you see that what's special about this rope is that on one end, it's got a stud attachment, so that allows me to clip it to the car and give it some tension. While the other end is this 1x1 bar piece, and that makes up the flagpole itself. So I think that works really well, and also fits nicely with this part of the set, which is the tent. And the tent is actually made out of a fabric piece in the 1998 set. Much like another fabric tent in one of the Indiana Jones sets. In fact, it's the same piece, but I've just made that out of a pair of 2x2 tiles. And you can see how they're attached with one of these bricks with the studs on all the sides. And it's just clipped down to the base, which is actually part of the platform. And one detail which I did try and include, but I just didn't seem to have space for, is in the real set, there's actually a trapdoor underneath the tent. And I've included the space where the trapdoor would lead to, but I wasn't able to replicate the mechanism in such a small area. Maybe I was able to, but it would have been a whole lot bigger than what I've got at the moment, and I'm really happy with how it looks so far. So I don't think I would have needed to add that. And then another cool detail is this small campfire. That's a very simple build, but it was also quite simple in the set itself. So I think that works out really nicely. And then finally, the last detail about the base is the wooden bridge. And this is quite a cool part in the official set, because these wooden planks actually move about as the cars drive across them. So you can still drive the small vehicles across them, like this little quad bike, but I've recreated this using a bunch of 1x2 grill pieces. So they represent each of the wooden planks that make up the curved shape of the bridge and generally hang down. And then of course on either end of the bridge are a couple of adjustable ramp pieces, so you can change the height of those and make the bridge lead to whatever other parts of terrain that you have. And I think they also work out really nicely and look exactly like miniature versions of the real thing. So now we've seen the landscape, let's take a look at some of the vehicles. And we'll start with this massive monster truck, which is really just a big 4x4 off-roader and is the main vehicle in the set. So if we compare this to the actual vehicle from the original, and we can move this out of the way so you can get a better look, I think I've done a really good job. It's probably one of the best vehicles that I've built for this mini set. And we'll start with the wheels, and these are actually 4 different white studs used as the wheel hubs of some of these tyres. And that makes it look like it's got some really massive tyres, when in reality, if you compare this to a minifigure scale set, these wheels are actually quite small. They're both attached using some pneumatic T-pieces, these sort of T-attachment pieces where you join the pneumatic hoses to. And this allows for a feature which isn't actually in the original set, but I think works quite well, where you can actually have some sort of 4x4 steering by just posing them around. I think that's really nice. Obviously, I had to condense a lot of the details on the front and the back, but I've still included a little engine represented with a golden roller skate piece and the small winch piece which holds the zipline at the back. And of course you have the chrome exhaust pipes on the sides with the bright transparent blue windscreen itself on the middle. So then if we move on to the second vehicle, this one is a little bit simpler, but I still think that I've done a pretty good job of representing it at such a small scale. And this is the little quad bike. So the cool thing about the quad bikes in the set is they actually have some springy suspension using these cool spring pieces. And this is actually a piece which I think would be really nice if LEGO re-released in some sort of form. But for now you can see that makes up the base of the wheels. And I've attached the wheels in a similar way to the 4x4 off-roader using these T-pieces. Although for the hubs of these wheels I've used the actual pneumatic T-pieces themselves. And then just used the studs with the 1x1 bar gap in the middle to represent the white parts of the wheels. And then a really cool design for the wheel arches, I guess, are these LEGO Pirates coat pieces. And you can see I've used one in blue, one in white, and that makes up the design of the wheel arches quite nicely. It really looks like they're actually supposed to be some sort of miniature wheel arches when you look at them from a distance. And then just for the handlebars, I've used a simple 1x1 clip. And then the next vehicle in the set is this Trike, which is sort of like a motorbike just with 3 wheels. And this is obviously the smallest vehicle in the set, and there's really not much to build because I wanted to keep it in the same sort of scale as the other builds. So that's just a bunch of modified plate pieces, and you can see the handlebars on the top there. And then the last vehicle is a boat, and this is just a simple rubber dinghy. In the actual LEGO set this is just one piece, but I've recreated this pre-molded part by using a few of these newish 1x2 slopes, and to create these pontoon ends at the back I've just left a few exposed studs. So you can see that despite this being very simple, very small design, it includes all of the most essential features of this boat. So that was a quick look at my mini version of the LEGO Extreme Team Challenge for the 60 years of the LEGO Brick competition on Brickset, and I hope you enjoyed it. You can let me know what you think in the comments section below, and don't forget to give the video a like and subscribe for more LEGO creations. So I'll see you guys next time, and thanks for watching.